Hello folks, Crypto Jim here. Today we're going to set up a new strategy using the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin and other cryptos, and we're going to let it run for 24 hours, see how well it does, depending on how Bitcoin behaves over the next 24 hours, of course. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because I've got lots of these videos coming up in the future and they'll be helpful for you if you're using Cryptohopper. And I'll also tell you about how you can get a hold of my secret sauce for Cryptohopper, which gets me around 1.05% average daily profits if you work it out over the long term, okay? And that's compounded, and that's very powerful. So without further ado, what do? Right, well, we click on here, guys, and we click on here and we click on View All, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to set up a paper trading bot, which is not a real trading bot, okay? This is my real trading bot that's trading with real money. Now, you can simulate trading with pretend money, like Monopoly money, if you get me. All right, and what you need to do is create a new bot and click on there, and then configure yourself. Then when you get to this section here, you'll have basic settings. Just give it a name, fake bot. All right, choose your exchange in here, make sure paper trading is switched on, all right, because you're testing. I'm going to be using Binance for this one. Notifications, switch them all off because they get buggy after a while. They're always pinging on your phone. All right, so what I'm going to do first is go to coins and amounts, and I'm going to change the quote currency to USDT, which is what I use, and I'm going to have around $10. In fact, I'm going to have $12.50 opening positions. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put 1,000 fake dollars into the bot, and we're going to use that as a reference. Let's have a look-sies. All right, so I need to put some fake money in, so go back to the dashboard here. All right, as you can see, we've got $0 in it, so we need to deposit. And we need to deposit USDT, fake USDT, of course. And we're going to go for 1,000. That's my favorite amount to try out. All right, so as you can see, it says $0 there because it hasn't been switched on yet. So when we switch this on here, let me scroll up. When we switch this on, that will populate itself with $1,000. And it's added 2,000 for some reason. I know what it's doing. It's remembering my previous 1,000. So how do I get rid of that? Reset. Okay. Now back to there, and now I'm going to deposit that $1,000 again in fake money. All right, and that is there, look, so that's good. And reset that, make sure it says 0, so we're all fresh and clean and ready to configure. All right, so what we're going to do, we are going to set up a 15-minute strategy based on the 15-minute time frame. All right, and it's going to be recent dump there, look. It's going to be using the indicators that we need to use. All right, so I'm going to be choosing, make sure this 1.25, yeah, that gets me to 12.50. All right, so I've got that in there. 1.25% of $1,000 equals $12.50. All right, that's why this amount here will change as you go up and down. So if you use 5% in there on each trade, it would be $50. So I'll change that back to 1.25. There we go. And I'm going to leave this off because if I switch this on, it will buy $12.50 every single time. It will not compound. It kind of will compound, but it won't compound effectively. What I want it to do is, let's say I'm going from $1,000 and then I go all the way up to $2,000 in my total balance because I've made $1,000 profit, right? Well, now I've got $2,000 to play with, and 1%, 1.25% of $2,000 is obviously higher. Let's have a look. Alright, so if I was to deposit another $1,000 in the bot, that would double up. It would go to $25, alright? Because $25 is 1.25% of 2,000. And that's what happens when you switch this off here. Alright? It will compound. So maybe you get to $1,100, you've made $100 profit. Well, it's going to go up slightly. Alright, let's see what happens if we type in 500 there. All right, see, that's gone to half of that amount. So you could double that to get back to your 1250. All right. However, we're starting with 1,000, and here we go. All right, so we've got our fake dollars in. Now we need to choose a strategy. Now I'm going to show you where to build your own strategy. I'm going to show you how to build a strategy. I'm going to use the MACD and the stochastic indicators, all right, because they are quite common and known by many traders. So I've got the stochastic RSI here. Let me get rid of that. And we're going to get rid of this one here. Alright, so now we're going to go indicators here. I'm going to go open MACD. Then we're going to open stochastic, not stochastic RSI, guys, just stochastic. Alright, so this is on the 15-minute time frame, and obviously when it's around here and it's starting to look bullish again on the stochastic and it crosses over on the MACD, that will be a buy signal confirmed. All right, so it's using both indicators together to confirm a buy signal. All right, and let me just show you how to do that. Go into my library here. Click on strategies, and then I'm going to look at this one here. All right, and we're going to configure these. Now what you got to do is you've got to click on, when you come here, it'll be blank. Give it a name, 15 MACD stochastic, which is on the time frame of 15 minutes. It's using those two indicators, and then you would click here and you type in MACD, and that adds it. All right, that adds it there. Then you do the same for stochastic. And you add that, change it to 15 minutes, necessary buy signal. So when it says necessary buy signal, which is highlighted here, look, it basically means that you should get two buy signals, one from each indicator. All right, so MACD and stochastic must both say, okay, good time to buy now. All right, so as you can see in my original MACD stochastic, these are the settings I've currently got. Right, I'm going to delete these two because you don't need two. All right, that is the MACD. Moving average, convergence, divergence is MACD, and these are the settings for that. All right, copy those, and then move on to your stochastic, and that's wrong actually. Why is that on 5 minutes? Uh-oh, a big boo-boo there. Make sure it's on the same time frame. All right, so that's that. Now, I don't need these two, obviously, because it's just a repeat. Okay, so you've seen the settings for both. Yeah. And you've seen the settings for that top one. All right, so, and they're both active, look. Necessary signal. Now, once you've done that and you labeled it, click on save. Now you can even put the date on that you created it. So it's today is the 8th of June. All right, so I can identify that later dates. Yeah. All right, now we go back to our dashboard. We go back to our configuration. We go down to strategy. And we choose what we've just created. 15, MACD, and there it is, the one we just created. And that is the strategy it's going to use. Leave signals only switched off, because if you switch that on, it will not use the built-in strategy. It will look for signals from third parties. All right. Number of targets to buy, we could say, well, let's call it 3. So that means it can buy 3 different cryptos at the same time. So it will scan for cryptos, and if it finds 10, it will choose only 3 of them. All right. So if it scans and it finds 10 and you've got 10 active in here, it can obviously buy 10 at the same time. But I don't like to do that. I like to stagger my buys. So I'll get 3 opening, and then maybe half an hour later, another 3 will open. Do you know what I mean? I don't want everything coming in at once, because if the market crashes just after you start the bot, which can happen, big whale comes in with his Bitcoin bags and he sells the lot, which dumps the market. You don't want that to happen with 20 positions that you've opened within the last 15 minutes. Do you get me, guys? So if you stagger it like that, not opening too many at the same time, it kind of reduces the likelihood of that happening. All right. Now, save that. Go to basic settings. Make sure it's all done. Make sure your exchange is done. All right. Paper trading or real money bot. Notification is all switched off. Buy settings. All right. So I'm going to go for market orders. I'm going to max open time buy. I usually go for 10 minutes, but 5 minutes is long enough for most. All right, I'm going to go for, yeah, I think 20 positions is good for this amount. I'll bring my little calculator up. All right. So I'm going to go 1,000 divided by 20. Equals 50. So that's saying if you have 20 positions and you're dividing that into that amount of money, you would go for 50. But this is how I do it, guys. So I go $1,000 and I divide it by 3, because 1/3 of that $1,000 is $333, right? So I don't want to use all of my $1,000 all at one time. I want to allow $667.67 for DCA purposes later, dollar cost averaging. All right. So we've got 333. So I'm going to round that down to around 330. In fact, I'll round it up to 340. $340 divided by 20 positions equals. So I want $17 in each position if I want 20 positions. All right. If I go 340 divided by 25 positions, That was 13.60. All right, so yeah, we'll go for 25 positions, $13.60 in each position. All right, and I'll show you how to do that. 25 there, 25 positions, and make sure you're not having too many positions open of one coin. All right, make sure that says one open position per coin. There's one Bitcoin, one Ethereum, one whatever else. Now, I like to enable cooldown. This time I'm going to give it after buys and sells, and I'm going to say after 1 hour. All right. Only one open per coin, and that is all of the settings we need done on that page. All right. Now, coins and amounts is the next option on the menu there. Now we've got to choose our coins that we're allowed to trade with, and I'm hoping this is going to be 50 coins in this bot. Let's have a look. Alright, so it's let me choose 75 coins. There we go. It's let me choose 75 coins because it's using the hero plan, of course. Now, we've got USDT selected there. We've got all our coins. Now, what I've tried to do is get a nice mix. Meme coins, utility coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum are in there, obviously. Gaming coins. Got a nice round mix, random mix. Now, I'm not going to recommend to you which coins you should or should not trade because it's all to do with personal preferences, all right? So I've got my 75 coins in there, and I've got the amount. What was it that we chose to do? It was 13.60, wasn't it? So what we need to do is we need to get this to 13.60. That'll do. And then type in 13.60 there, and that is good to go. So that's splitting our money into 3 and then spreading a third of our $1,000 over 25 positions. All right. So there we go. There's our 25 positions. Only one position per coin. All right. That's good. And our strategy is selected already. It's allowed to buy 3 positions at the same time. So it could buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP all at the same time. All right. Trailing stop buy. I'm going to switch it on in this because when it works really well. All right. So that helps us to get in at a better time. So that's a 0.5% trailing stop buy. You can click on there to find out what it does. Let's pause your video and have a read. All right, sell settings. I'm going to put in market order, $1,000 total. Sorry, 1,000% total, and time to sell 10 minutes as usual. All right, so that's just on the off chance that something goes absolutely berserk and goes up 100%, 200%, 300%, 400%, because you never know, right? So I like to leave that nice and high just in case something ever goes that high. All right, sell strategy, nothing in there. Stop loss, we're not using it. Dangerous. Trailing stop loss, this is a juicy part. All right, and I'm going to go for, because we're on a 15-minute time frame, I'm going to go for 2.5% profit, arming the trailing stop loss with a 0.5% drop. All right, I'm going to switch all of these on. Now that means it could go up to 5% and then drop down to 4.5%. and then sell. Could go up to 10% and then drop back down to 9.5% and sell. All right. Doesn't mean you're only going to get 2% on each trade. All right. It should mean in a perfect world you are going to get no less than 2% on each trade. All right. Because 2.5 minus 0.5 is around 2%. So what's next? Click on save. back to auto close here, nothing there. That closes your money after a certain amount of, it closes your trades after a certain amount of time, no matter how much money you've made. All right, so you could be in the negative, and after 7 days, for example, on that one, it would close that trade. Yeah, nah, I've never used that. Shorting, I've never used this either. I've played with it on paper trading, but never really sussed it out, so I never bother with it. It's like doubling the difficulty of trading. When to short and when to long is twice as hard as just going long. Okay, so dollar cost averaging, another juicy part. All right, so we're going to switch that on, and we're going to go market orders, and we're going to allow, let's say, 1 hour on this. DCA max retries only 2, so that's DCAing 2 times, so it'll buy $13.60 of Bitcoin. If it goes down by 10%, it will buy another chunk of Bitcoin for approximately $13, $13.60, $12.50, something like that, because it's 10% down, and it will add that to your original position. All right, triple down, no, we want double down. Don't switch on buy immediately. There's a warning there, guys. Read that, pause the video. All right, so if you're in a, like a example, let's say this drop here is 25%. Let's imagine that's 25% drop. Well, what can happen is if it drops down to 10%, it's going to DCA automatically without caring if there's a buy signal or not. And then it's going to continue dropping, and it's going to get another 10%, and then it's going to DCA again. Then it's going to continue dropping again, even further into the red. And you're going to be thinking, why the hell did it DCA there? Why the hell did it DCA there? What you want to happen is you want the bot only to DCA when there is a new buy signal coming through from the strategy. All right, so it'll get to minus 10%, and if there is a new buy signal for that coin, the bot looks at that and says, all right, I've got a buy signal for Bitcoin. How much am I allowed to buy? Oh, 1360. Do I have any positions open? Oh yes, there we have a position of Bitcoin, and it's 11% down. Okay, we're allowed to buy that coin now. So it will buy that bit of Bitcoin for just under 1360 because it's 10% lower, 11% lower. And it will add it to that position. All right, and now you'll only be 5.5-ish% down on a larger position. And obviously later on, if it does a number 2 DCA, which would be the second one there, it would double that position again. That's why we've got double down. Triple down will spend triple. So if you've got $10 of Bitcoin, it would spend $20 on the first DCA, and that would take your position to around $30 after one DCA. And then if you DCA again, it's going to take that $30 and it's going to triple it to $90. All right, so that will spend your money a lot quicker than double down. So I always choose double down. Now click on save. Now we should be good to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't actually bought already. All right, so let's go back to the dashboard. Not yet. All right, so let's go to here and let's have a look. In 102 seconds from now, it will scan when did that come in? 147, and it's now 156. All right, yeah, that happened when I didn't have my coin selected yet, so it's all good. Switch that on to live feed. Now it's going to search, just make sure everything's switched on and make sure our bot has the money in it, and all of this is reset to 0. Another 67 seconds. Alright, so it's been a few minutes now, and I just went to make a cup of tea while I was waiting, and it hasn't bought anything yet. However, let me just show you a couple of things. As you can see there, $13.60 is the preset amount that we chose, all right, and that is populated there because that means that if you wanted to choose a coin here to buy manually, you could do so, all right, and the automatic amount is $13.60 as we programmed in the back end, all right. And you can click on auto confirm and you can click on there and it will automatically buy. Let's just do that because it's a paper trading bot, doesn't matter, does it? All right, so let's buy some B&B coin, and there you go, it's up into the market order there and it's bought. All right, now that either is going to go up or down, isn't it? Obviously. However, when it searches for positions using the strategy, it's going to do so in 18 seconds. It probably won't find anything yet. It's going to use this section here. And let's just watch it for another 6 seconds. And it'll scan. You'll see it scanning here. It's scanning all those coins that we've got in our coins and amounts. Give it a second. There you go. And it found nothing. So see how quickly it scanned? Scanned all 75 coins, and it's looking for the perfect conditions on both of these indicators. Now, it's found a buy signal on the stochastic for 1 inch, all right, but it hasn't got a buy signal there as well, and they both need to fire at the same time. If they were both green buy signals, it would obviously buy that position, and then it would go up into your market orders up here, and once it had bought, after a few seconds, it will put it into these open positions here. So I'm kind of wanting it to buy for you live as I'm recording, but it's not necessarily going to happen. Might have to wait an hour or two. That'd be pretty boring. So I'm just about to leave you, but as I promised, I will show you the results of using the secret sauce over the past few years, and how I get an average of 1.05% compounded daily. All right, it does not mean you will get exactly 1.05% every single day, guys. You've got to remember the word average. All right, some days you get nothing. All right, some days you get 3% profit. All right, so if you can imagine taking $1,000 and adding 1.05% onto it each day, I'll show you what can happen. So here I am on one of my favorite websites, actually, because it's fun to play with, and we're going to type in $1,000 there. So it's a compound daily interest calculator, is this daily interest. All right, and if we put just 0.5% in there, and we put in 365 days, all right, and we put in 100% because that's the amount we reinvest the next day. All right, let's find out how much we can make from just 0.5% per day. Certainly a lot more than any bank will give you. All right, so you can turn $1,000 into $6,174 in 365 days with just 0.5% per day compounded. All right, and 0.5% a day compounded is easy with many strategies. To be honest, guys, you could do that, or you go for what I have found is the most profitable one after lots and lots of testing, guys, over the years. Is the max I've been able to get is 1.05 average. Yeah, so let's have a look. Let's see that number change. All right, with that you can get up to $45,262 out of your $1,000. Is that a huge difference? Back to 0.5. All right, so it's like nearly $40,000 more from that measly little increase of 0.55. Yeah? Now let's put it on 1%, because 1's a nice round number. 37,000. Nice. All right. 0.05. Whoops. There you go. All right. And that's how the numbers grow, guys. Day one. As long as things are going smoothly and you haven't started on a bad day, which can happen, you can expect $10.50. Very nice. $10 out of your $1,000. If you gave me $1,000 and the next day, 24 hours later, I gave you $1,010.50, you'd be quite happy with that, wouldn't you? And you'd probably say, oh, that was good. Now I'm going to give you $1,010.50 and I'm going to add 1.05% to that in the next 24 hours. And that's how it goes, guys. So, and the best thing is it's not even using your full $1,000 to generate this. It's using your $340, all right, because it's using a third. So let's see what you would have after 1 month. All right, now you're getting $14 per day profit and you're up to 368. That's enough to pay for your Cryptohopper plan and take some out in profit if you wanted to. I wouldn't though, I'd leave it in, guys. Yeah, get more power out of it by leaving it in. And keep compounding, average, daily, and you can get up to, let's have a look after 1 year. You'll be making like $470 in a day, and it happens, guys. All right, as long as the market's not flat or going down, you can get profits like this day in and day out. All right, so here's another one, another site I like. It's a bit more customizable. All right, so I'm going to type in 1,000 there. Pounds, euros, dollars, whatever, yen. And interest rate, we're going to choose daily. And we're going to choose 0.5 like we did originally. I'm going to go for 1 year. And we're not going to deposit anything at all along the way. All right. Compound daily there. Now we calculate it. And let's just go back here and change this to 0.5 so it's the same. So these two websites should be approximately the same. 6,174 on there. And we've got 6,174 on there. Proof for any naysayers who say, oh, the calculation is wrong. You know, it's correct. Now, you can also, on this website, which is thecalculatorsite.com, by the way, you can look at a chart to see how your money grows. All right, and you see that it's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Because the more you've got in, the more you make, basically. If you keep taking money out, you're going to damage this. You're going to put a dent in that. It's going to go down and then sideways and up and then down and sideways and up as you take money out. So let's have a look what would happen if you were to deposit, let's say, $200. Oops. $200 every month at the end of each month. All right, calculate. So now we've gone from that, what was that original? We've gone from $6,174 to $12,000. Yeah, it's kind of doubled our money by adding $200 monthly. All right. Now, let's say you were taking some out, withdrawals. You were to withdraw, I don't know, $200 a month. It's probably going to damage your profits over time. All right. Let's calculate that. minus 142. You don't want to be doing that, guys. Don't take the money out. What about 100? Yeah, so it still goes up, but you're taking it out, which is damaging your compound growth. All right, so $1,000, taking out $100 per month, you would end up with $3,000. That's pretty good, actually. Way more than a bank would give you. And your money's grown. It's tripled. Your money's gone from 1,000 to 3,000, and you've taken out 1,200 over the year. That's pretty good, isn't it? All right, back to deposits. And let's put in, let's say you're feeling rather flush and you go, all right, I want to put in 500 a month, and I want to do it at the beginning of the month, and I'm starting with $5,000 and I'm going for 0.5. Now this is not even the secret sauce, guys. This is just 0.5%, which is fairly easy. All right, there we go, and that would take us up to 49,000. 49,000. So that's what you've added in your $500 per month over the year. And you've started with 5,000, so, and you've added 6,000, but staggered it over 1 year in 12 installments. All right. So there's the table. So after month 1, you end up with 6,400. So you've made $1,400 in that first month, okay? And you've added $500. Let's switch that to the end, see how it changes the numbers. All right, there we go. So where's that 500 added? All right, after the first month. So you start with 5,000, you go for a month, and then at the beginning or the end of that first month, you add $500. So that will grow your account nicely as well. Okay, so let's change this to 1.05 daily. You can go ahead and do all this yourself, guys, on the same website. All right, so now we've got 285,000, a big difference from 40 something thousand, right? Just by adding that extra 0.55% on there. Now let's say you're not adding any money. Let's get rid of that. And you could get up to 226,000. If you got 1.05% average compounded, all right, not adding any money. What about $1,000? What would that get you? Pretty good. 45,000 without adding any in. Now, guys, when I started with $630, and I eventually tweaked everything up in my secret sauce bot to get that 1.05% average. Months and months of testing and experimenting with my own money as well. I went from 630 in about 18 months, maybe 2 years. I didn't really count the dates, but I started with 630 and I ended up with 25,000. And I took a bunch out, put it in my cold storage, and then I went through the bear market, and we're coming up to a nice bullish part of the market again now. And now that I know what I know, you know, how the market cycle works, the bear market, the bull market, the halving, all of that, I'm going to do better. You know what I mean? And 1.05% is absolutely doable with the secret sauce, and it does make a difference from just 0.5%. Yeah. So 0.5% with 1,000 takes me up to 6,174, which is the same number there. And that's quite pleasing, you know. Turning $1,000 into $6,000 is quite good, isn't it? Now, remember, guys, a couple of weeks ago I went into the bank, and to reopen a bank account to reactivate a bank account that I opened in 2009, and I put £20 in that bank account in 2009, and I think it was actually April or May 2009, and a couple of weeks ago I went back to that bank because I'd not touched that account since I opened it. And I said, oh, is this account still active? And they said, no, it's not still active, it's dormant, but you can reactivate it with 2 forms of ID. So I did, I reactivated it with 2 forms of ID. And I said, how much is in there now? Have I got loads of money in interest? And he said, you've got 44 pence in interest. So £20 turned into £20 and 44 pence over 15 years. Can you believe it? All right. Imagine if I put £20 into Bitcoin and just left it until now. All right. I would have £1.4 million right now. If Bitcoin, was at £1 per Bitcoin. That's what I'm going on. All right. That is absolutely insane. So, like, comment, subscribe. Have we bought any positions yet? No, and that original position is actually down a bit. Have we bought any positions? Yeah, are we going to buy? And see how it's spent almost 1360. Sometimes it can't buy exactly the right amount because it's these numbers here. Maybe 0.02 would have been well over 1360, so it couldn't quite get that, so it went for the next best thing. All right, 12.97 spent, and you can see our balance. It's got 12.97 taken off it for that position. Now that position comes up into profit. It reaches 2.5%. The trailing stop loss gets armed, and then if it happens to start dropping again, it will sell at 2%. And I'll get 2% profit on that. Now, if you've got lots of positions doing that all day long, and when the bull market really does return, you'll see that happening often. When it's sideways and down, you just have to be patient and wait. You're not losing anything. All right? Never ever panic sell. And things will turn out all right. Okay? So, like, comment, subscribe, guys. If you want to be extra helpful, share this on your social media so your friends can see it. And if you want that secret sauce, the link for the secret sauce is down below. You have to get Cryptohopper through that link, all right? And also, if you use the discount code from the day I post this video up to about 1 month, I think it will expire. If you use Jim Cryptohopper at the checkout, you will get a 30% discount on any plan that you buy that is Adventurer or Hero, whether it be monthly or yearly plan. All right? It doesn't work on the Explorer plan. There's no discounts on that, on the lowest plan. But anyway, the secret sauce works best on Adventurer and Hero anyway. Incredibly well on Hero. Also, guys, don't forget you need an exchange. Now, I'm using Binance. It doesn't mean you have to. I do have secret sauce for other exchanges as well. So if you want to get a hold of that secret sauce, use that link below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again in another video. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.